Now today on the program we discuss the importance of information, gathering the correct set of information in a business, and this should be useful for our entrepreneurs indeed. But first we showcase what we call our profile of the week. Take a look at this story.
Today on Business and Enterprise, we tell the tale of Mawano Kambeu, who owns and runs an e-commerce business. He started his business 3 years ago. Mawano was prompted to venture into e-commerce to try and put Zambia on the map, as well as to bridge a gap that was in the online marketing business in Zambia.
I happened to notice that there was a gap in the market. People wanted something and there was no other company actually filling that need at the time. So I said, let me step in and be that company, because I think as a business, you want to be the first company to market when you started, because you know you want to be alone so that you can have that history, that reputation, and then it also allows you to build a competitive advantage. So that was definitely one aspect in terms of why I decided to focus on e-commerce as well. So that would really be the big thing.
His hard work has made his business excel, despite it being new on the market and despite the stiff competition.
Really just been how much we've grown. We've started with 1 or 2 clients. Now we're at over 3,000 clients, and we've expanded to work with more and more business lines. I'm obviously very proud of being able to employ people, because I think there's nothing better than seeing someone determined, saying, I want to come and work for you, and I think this is what I could do, and I think we've been able to do that. And I think I'm just very happy about what it is we can achieve going forward. We're a Zambian-owned company. We're in this e-commerce space, and people look at us and say, there's actually a Zambian company that's doing well at e-commerce. How? So I'm very proud that people could look to me and say, you're a role model, and how can we do what you've done? And so I'm always making myself available to anyone who wants to come and speak with me about their business, or if they need help with their own business.
Mawano has not just employed a number of young people, but also incorporated some local businesses in his world of e-commerce.
E-commerce is very new. People know about it and they understand that we can shop online, but to give them that confidence to say, I can work with this company, I can give this company my money, and I can trust them to deliver the goods on time and what I've paid for, that's been a big challenge. And we really struggled in the early years because of that. And then there are other infrastructure issues. What do you do when people don't have internet access, when sometimes the postal system is a little bit challenging? So because of that, as any business, these are the strategic obstacles that you have to learn to overcome.
He says knowing the laws of supply and demand in every sector of business one would like to venture into is paramount to success.
It takes one being able to identify a problem. I think that's the first step. Is there a problem that you can solve? And then once you sort of work that out, it's then around how you're going to make money from that problem. And I think that's always the basis of any business. What's the problem? Can I fix it? How am I going to make money from fixing it? And then from there, you then have to start looking at the different components you then need to successfully run a business. What do you need from an employee perspective? What partners do you need? What resources? And then you start to put that together. That's how you then grow a business.
He appeals to all the young and upcoming entrepreneurs to work hard if they want to excel in their business path.
You've got to be determined. You've got to think outside the box. You're going to work very hard. As I say here, we work almost 16 hours a day, but we know what we want to do, and that's what motivates us. And we're always very encouraged when people come along and say, you're doing a great job, keep doing it, because we then continue to fight harder.
Business and Enterprise wishes an even greater success.
We're certainly very proud of our entrepreneur and wish him the very best of luck in the future. And just about now, I must make mention of the fact that we'd love to hear your story. So if you feel that you know somebody who's an entrepreneur whose story needs to be told, please email us. We're getting a lot of useful information, and we're more than happy to accommodate different stories from around the country. Mr. Windo Matoka is up next with the business tips for today.
Good evening,